Today, we are baking a delicious eggless butter cake. This cake is perfect for any occasion, whether it's a birthday, a family gathering, or just a treat for yourself. The best part? It's completely egg-free, making it suitable for those with egg allergies or dietary restrictions. This recipe is perfect for those who don't eat eggs. You won't miss them at all because this cake is just as rich and flavorful as any traditional butter cake. It is also a great recipe for new bakers. Even if you've never baked a cake before, you'll find this recipe straightforward and easy to follow. The cake is simple to make and always turns out moist and delicious. The texture is light and fluffy, and the flavor is buttery and sweet. Let's gather our ingredients and begin. You'll need some basic baking staples that you probably already have in your kitchen. This recipe is easy to follow. Each step is clearly laid out, so you won't get lost along the way. It uses simple ingredients that you can find at the store. No need for any special trips or hard-to-find items. You will need flour, sugar, butter, and yogurt. These ingredients come together to create a rich and moist cake, and a few other things like baking powder and vanilla extract to enhance the flavor. Soon you will have a freshly baked cake. The aroma will fill your kitchen, making it hard to wait until it's cool enough to eat. Are you ready to start baking? Make sure you have all your tools and ingredients ready to go. Find your ingredients and let's make a cake. This is a fun and rewarding process that you'll enjoy from start to finish. This recipe is a good one to try with friends or family. Baking together is fun and creates wonderful memories. Plus, you get to enjoy the cake together when it is done. There's nothing better than sharing a delicious homemade cake with loved ones. Before we start, let's gather our ingredients. 1 cup or 2 sticks of unsalted butter, softened, 1½ cups of granulated sugar, 1 cup of plain yogurt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 2½ cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, and 1 cup of milk. Make sure you have all of these ingredients before you start baking. It's always a good idea to double-check your pantry and fridge to ensure you have everything you need. This will save you from any last-minute trips to the store. It is helpful to set them out on the counter. Organizing your ingredients in advance not only makes the process smoother, but also helps you follow the recipe more accurately. That way, you will know you have everything you need. This step is crucial, especially if you're baking with kids or in a time crunch. You will also need some tools for baking. Having the right tools can make a big difference in your baking experience. Find a mixing bowl, a whisk, and a measuring cup. These are essential for mixing your ingredients properly. You will also need a baking pan. The type of pan you use can affect the texture and cooking time of your baked goods. A 9 by 13 inch pan works well for this recipe. This size is versatile and commonly used in many baking recipes. Once you have all your ingredients and tools, you are ready to start. Preparation is key to a successful baking session. Let's preheat the oven and get baking. Preheating ensures that your oven is at the right temperature when you put your batter in. Baking is a fun and rewarding activity. It allows you to be creative and enjoy the fruits of your labor. It is a great way to enjoy a delicious treat with people you love. Sharing your baked goods can bring joy and create lasting memories. Let's start by preheating our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or 175 degrees Celsius. This step is crucial as it ensures that the oven reaches the right temperature by the time our batter is ready. A properly preheated oven helps the cake to rise evenly and bake thoroughly, giving it a perfect texture. Next, grease and flour a 9 by 13 inch baking pan. Use a generous amount of butter to coat the entire surface of the pan, including the sides. Then, dust it lightly with flour. This combination of butter and flour creates a non-stick layer that will make it easy to remove the cake from the pan once it's baked. This will stop the cake from sticking to the pan. Set the pan aside. Make sure it's in a place where it won't be disturbed while we prepare the batter. In a large bowl, sift together the flour, baking powder, baking soda, and salt. Sifting these dry ingredients not only helps to combine them evenly, but also aerates the flour, which is essential for a light and fluffy cake texture. Sifting helps to make the cake light and airy. Set the bowl aside. This step ensures that there are no lumps in the flour mixture, which can affect the final texture of the cake. In another bowl, cream together the softened butter and sugar until the mixture is light and fluffy. This process incorporates air into the butter, which helps the cake to rise and gives it a tender crumb. You can use a hand mixer or a stand mixer. Both tools are effective, but a stand mixer can make the process easier and faster, especially if you're making a large batch. Once the butter and sugar are combined, add the yogurt and vanilla extract. Mix well. The yogurt adds moisture and a slight tanginess to the cake, while the vanilla extract enhances the overall flavor. Now gradually add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients, mixing until just combined. It's important to add the dry ingredients slowly to avoid overmixing, which can make the cake dense. Do not overmix the batter. Overmixing can develop the gluten in the flour too much, resulting in a tough cake. Mix just until you no longer see streaks of flour and the batter is smooth. Pour the cake batter into the prepared baking pan. Use a spatula to spread the batter evenly. This will help the cake bake evenly. Place the pan in the preheated oven. Bake for 30 to 35 minutes. The cake is done when a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. While the cake is baking, you can clean up your workspace. You can also start thinking about how you want to frost your cake. After 30 minutes, it's time to check our cake. Take a toothpick or a cake tester. Insert it into the center of the cake. If it comes out clean, the cake is done. If there is batter on the toothpick, bake the cake for a few more minutes. Once the cake is done, take it out of the oven. Let it cool in the pan for 10 minutes. Cooling the cake is important. If you try to frost the cake while it is hot, the frosting will melt. Be patient and let the cake cool completely. After 10 minutes, run a knife around the edge of the cake. This will loosen the cake from the pan. Now, you can carefully invert the cake onto a wire rack to cool completely. Once the cake is completely cool, you can frost it. You can use your favorite frosting recipe, or you can keep it simple with a dusting of powdered sugar. Serve the cake with a scoop of vanilla ice cream or a dollop of whipped cream. Enjoy! There are many delicious frostings that you can use on this cake. A simple buttercream frosting is always a good choice. You can also make a cream cheese frosting or a chocolate frosting. If you are short on time, you can simply dust the cake with powdered sugar. This gives the cake a simple and elegant look. No matter how you choose to frost it, this eggless butter cake is sure to be a hit. It is a delicious and easy cake that everyone will love.